Good evening, everyone. So today is Tuesday, the 10th March. We are here this time gathering to do this evening chanting. We have Karen calling from London, David from Bangkok, Nelly from London, Andres, I don't know where he's from, Andres, One Pen, Aloha, attending. In the meantime, we have Gavin here, and Yvonne, and John Paul participating this tonight's chanting. Nelly is traveling to here tomorrow. Will be arriving around 20 to 7 with the monk and another gentleman for a week to help out with the marker stones. In the meantime, Thanawat is arriving tomorrow at evening too. So evening at 20 to 9. So Eros just texted me saying that he will pick him up. So thank you very much, and tomorrow Gavin will go and collect Nelly along with the other a monk and a gentleman from airport. So today we have this roofer came to repair the roof, and they have scraped out all the skews and some slates placed with this reorganizing the slates and skewing it again, and some spray around. So hoping that that works and watertight. So if you look at the example that you may have noticed when we set the fire in a fire pit, the fire wood burner, or in other places as well, particularly in outside. When you set up a fire, you have to be very careful. Like you have to place things properly, and then in the meantime you have to put some gaps. If there is no gap, then you cannot burn. There is no air, so you cannot. And sometimes people very impatient, they want to burn it as quickly as possible. Now the fire, it has to have good heat, only then it burns. If the heat isn't good enough, then it won't burn. In the meantime, if you are, let's say, if you are using matches and trying to light the fire, if you are outside, if there are winds, then you have to protect the fire first before you actually lighting the fire. Otherwise, you will be running out of matches, because this wind will just blow it away. So after you have carefully protected this fire, and sometimes even you use your own hand as a cup to protect the fire, and then you set it up. And when you are setting up again, you cannot play with it You have to be very careful, let it burn, whatever able to burn, and then let the heat burn something that durable, and once that burns something durable, then it will continue to burn other things. Once the fire catches, then we don't have to worry. All what do you need to do is to put other woods on top of it. And then when you put on top of it, doesn't matter whether that wood is dry or wet, it will burn, because the fire has got that energy fully charged. It slowly burns everything. So when we burn that slowly, and then it burns everything out. So similarly, in the practice of the Dhamma, that we have to light it, and then once we have lit it, so we have to protect it before it goes off. Like we come across with, like the practice of a Dhamma, and we think that this is a perfect thing, this is wonderful, it's really good for me and really helping me, and you are just over the moon of that. But as you go out from the center, or as you go out into the society, you have to deal with so many other stuffs. You have to deal with so many things. The people, the work, the family members, and environment, and so many. And with that, it's like a wind, wind coming and trying to blow the fire away. So the fire that's already just lit it in your heart, that the Dhamma is really important, and then you want to practice and you want to do it. But somehow this fire is like a beginning state. It hasn't completely, set the fire yet. It just started to burn things. And at that time, so if wind comes and if other activities comes, then this fire will just go off. So that's why whenever we have seen the benefit of it, when we go out in the world and we come across with so many difficulties and issues, those times we have to protect the fire that's already lit in our heart, and not be off the track. So it's very important, that one. So that's why in our practice, what we have to be mindful of, that when we go out, whenever we see things, whenever we come across with the different situations, always remember that this fire is always there, genuinely lighting. It's continue lighting the fire. And when we have continued that, then what happens that it slowly burns, like a fire burns. It slowly takes place in our heart, and we will be able to use this practice in our day-to-day life. Now the question is, the fire, when we are setting up a fire somewhere, it will be there. But the fire that's already lit in our heart, it's with us all the time. So we have to know how to practice that. It's not just like, okay, this is the time, and then you just go and then forget about it. It's like a simile. If you look at the suppose the sheeps are in the barn. What is it called? Hut. Burn in a hut for whole night, and then the next day early morning, shepherds comes and opens the gate to let go into the field. So as soon as they open the gate, what sheep does? They run towards the field, run towards the field that they had already eaten. They run towards it, and they forgot the close by, whatever grass left, which always grow quite well, because by the gates they do not eat much. So similarly, the practice of the Dhamma is something that do not think it's out there, over there. Do not think that it's in there or over there. Not like a sheep running away to somewhere, thinking that that's the place you can find the green grass. So we have to come back to ourselves. Like our own self. It's like a post there. So we have to. And we have already opened the door to the Dhamma. So we know how to open the door. Now all the matter is, rather than going out and thinking of something airy-fairy and misery and mysteries, just ground it up in ourselves by the posts. That's our own physical body. So mindful of our physical body is the key. Mindful of our own sensation that's taking place in our body. Mindful of our mental state, how my mind is working whenever when I come across with the things. And this is how we should be practicing. And once we practice in such a way, what happens that is only this fire is continuously burning wherever we go. It's a continue burning. So we are mindful of our actions at any time, at all the time. So we want to be rushing around. We want to be restless. We will be doing things in mindfulness. We will be doing things with good care and concentration. So that's how you will be doing it. And you won't be tired of doing it. And what happens that with that, you become a good and good, always making better and better from it. Because the more we practice, it helps to understand more and more. It's like when you are learning something, like an apprentice. The more you work, you become more skilled in that job. But if you think that you know better, but it's not the case. It's like you may have seen or you may have heard or may have experienced that someone studies so hard in the universities on certain skills, but if they haven't practiced, then they're still beginners. They don't know how to deal with that. But if they have started working, slowly all the theory and the practical matches, and that's how they become more skilled in it. That's why when you go for a job interviews, maybe John knows much better, experience counts more than the knowledge. And how much experience do you have? Because experienced one, they know how to deal with the situation and they know how to work, compared to someone who never had experience. So that's why when you go for a job applications, first person is someone who has an experience. That's how it works. So that's why. So the more we work on that, the better it becomes. Same with the practice of the Dhamma as well. The meditation is like the more we become aware of things in everyday life, this becomes more practical, and we know more. So in reality becomes so eminent that it's everywhere. So we become more aware of that one. So that's why it requires this like a spark of this, that this works and it really needs to be worked on, and then diligently applying or putting much effort on that practice in every walks of a life, and mindful of that. And then where do we mindful? Not out there, but to ourselves, our own body and mind. Then our restless will go away. Mind becomes more focused. Mind becomes more concentrated. Then obviously it bears the fruit. That's why even the Buddha said that I do not see anything more beneficial than someone who is energetic in the practice. So Once a person who is energetic in the practice in every walks of a life, then basically brings the fruit, and that brings the happiness in their life. Right? So we have there's a spark of a light in our heart. Keep it burning, and then keep it going, protecting, and also let it continue burning. So with that, we will be able to see some flows and some negativities that's causing us a trouble, and able to overcome from that, or even to abandon or removing those all the defilements that clouds the mind or cause the troubles, and finding the real happiness. So I offer this as a reflection for tonight, and let's do the chanting.